It was here in the great Northwest that we first learned to make our forests yield even more by turning wood lignins into chemicals. Today, we've grown in the chemical business and into oil for petrochemicals, too. So what started by getting more out of every tree has taken us out here, where there isn't a tree in sight. Georgia Pacific. Oil, gas, coal, gypsum, timber, and the skill to manage them.
Holiday Inn.
Welcome to our people-pleasing
Hi. Is that the Holiday Inn East, the Holiday Inn West, the Midtown?
The one by United Industries.
The one by the headquarters or the plant?
The headquarters.
We offer you a choice of the most popular locations.
You need 3 hands.
You're right.
People-pleasing locations.
The airport?
The one by Holiday Inn North or Holiday Inn South?
Is #1 in people-pleasing.
Tuesday on Three's Company.
I'm taking you to bed whether you like it or not.
Jack plays doctor and Chrissy ends up in bed. Then on Taxi, Alex throws a stag party and Louie gets left out in the cold. And on Heart to Heart, Jonathan and Jennifer play a game of death to save Max.
Tomorrow.
Saturday, NCAA college football excitement. First, a classic rivalry. The second-ranked undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes go for a Rose Bowl berth and the Big Ten title against the nationally ranked Michigan Wolverines, who must win to keep their Rose Bowl hopes alive. Then at 4 Eastern, the #1 team in the nation, undefeated Alabama, coached by the legendary Bear Bryant, takes on Miami, which upset Penn State 2 weeks ago. A blockbuster college football afternoon. Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Miami, Saturday on ABC.
We're back live at Texas Stadium. Halftime score, Eagles 17, Cowboys 7. Here's the way the scoring went. Very quickly into the game. Third play, 48-yard touchdown pass. Staubach to Tony Hill. Septian converted, 7-0. Then Carmichael, a 32-yard pass from Jaworski. Franklin's conversion, 7-7. And then with Johnny Walton in, touchdown pass, 29 yards to Charlie Smith. Franklin converted, 14-7. That late in the second quarter. And then in the waning seconds, a 59-yard field goal by Tony Franklin of the Eagles, 17-7. So that's the way the scoring went. Our halftime highlights are being brought to you by Metropolitan. Metropolitan really stands by you with insurance for your life, health, auto, home, and retirement. Now let's turn our attention to yesterday's NFL highlights, beginning with Oakland going against Houston at the Astrodome. It was very tough going early in the first quarter, but Houston had put on a long drive, and now 3rd and goal at the 1. Earl Campbell. What a hit by 32 Jack Tatum, but not enough to stop the brilliant runner from going in for the score. 7-0 Houston. Quickly, Oakland struck back, still in the first quarter. And here, Raider ball, 1st and 2 at the Oiler 23. The southpaw quarterback, Kenny Stabler, hits Raymond Chester, the leading receiver in the AFC. Touchdown. That made it 7-7. They kept exchanging scores, but Houston 1 touchdown up. 3rd quarter, 21-14. Pastorini back. The supposedly damaged shoulder. But no, a perfect throw to Kenny Burrow. Touchdown. And so the Oilers went on to defeat the Raiders 31-17. It was Seattle at Cleveland. Cleveland Stadium. Seattle rolling in the early going. Built up a 16-3 lead in the 3rd quarter. Cleveland ball, 2nd and 3 at their own 35. Mike Pruitt running left, a big hole. And then he accelerated brilliantly stripping himself away from all defenders, going all the way downfield, 65 yards. Touchdown. The Browns move to a 16-10 deficit. In the fourth quarter, look at the stats on Mike Pruitt, by the way. In the fourth quarter, Cleveland had pulled ahead 17-16. Seahawks ball, 1st and 10, the Cleveland 46. Jim Zong, another of the Southpaw quarterbacks, throwing deep to 83, Steve Rabel. All the way down to the Cleveland 5. Al Hunter followed with a 5-yard touchdown run, 22-17 Seattle. That was still the score in the fourth quarter. When this happened, it's Al Hunter again, number 24, right up the middle, 67 yards to the Cleveland 6-yard line. That set up Sherman Smith's 3rd touchdown of the day. Seattle won it 29-24. At Cincinnati, Riverfront Stadium, the visitors, the San Diego Chargers. The up-and-down Bengals team was leading 7-0 in the first quarter. Fouts made that ill-advised throw. Ray Griffin, number 44, the brother of Archie Griffin, picked it off. Went 96 yards for the touchdown. Cincinnati with a quick 14-0 lead. They held that lead almost throughout the game. In the fourth quarter, the Bengals were leading the Chargers 24-16. 3:13 left in the game. Chargers ball, 3rd and 10, the Bengals 32. Dan Fouts hits Artie Owens, number 24, 32 yards. Touchdown, the Chargers, trailing 24-23. Still in the fourth quarter. 4th and 18 for the Chargers on their own 41. Fouts throws. Watch for number 18, the skilled receiver, Charlie Joyner. Somehow, all by himself, a 31-yard gain to the Bengal 28. Then, on 3rd down with 24 seconds left, number 16, Mike Woods, kicks his 4th field goal of the day. And that enabled the Chargers to beat the Bengals 26-24 and tie with Denver at 8-3.
Metropolitan really stands by you.
I'm running a small business and a large family by myself, and Metropolitan really stands by me.
If Joey goes to medical school someday, I'll be glad I'm insured by Metropolitan, because Metropolitan will really stand by me.
We planned early for retirement, and Metropolitan really stood by it.
For insurance for retirement, home, car, health, and life.
Metropolitan really stands by you.
Soldier Field, Chicago, the familiar number 34, the unstoppable Walter Payton. First quarter action, the Bears against the Rams. The Rams leading 3-0. Parsons punt, blocked, as you saw, by 21, Nolan Cromwell. The ball picked up by Jim Joe Dak. He pours it into the end zone. The conversion failed. The Rams led 9-0. In the third quarter, the lead was 16-7, Los Angeles. Bears ball, 1st and 10, their own 32. Mike Phipps throws, as you saw the defender fall to number 80, Ricky Watts. 68-yard touchdown play. The Rams lead cut to 16-14. But the Rams quickly answered back. That's Wendell Tyler. And as he went through a huge hole, and with his enormous foot speed and blocking in front of him, a beauty right there, enough to take 44 substantially out of the play. The Rams touchdown play, 63 yards. The Rams led it 23-14 in the fourth quarter. It was 23-20. Chicago ball, 1:17 left in the game. 3rd and goal at the 2. Forget it. Walter Payton carried it in, and the Bears beat the Rams 27-23. And so it looked like the Bears might close the gap on Tampa Bay, because in the fourth quarter, Detroit was leading Tampa Bay 14-9. Tampa Bay had the ball, 2nd and 10 at the Lions 23. Watch Doug Williams, the big one from Grambling College, goes into the end zone, hits Larry Mucker, and so Tampa Bay won it 16-14. Its record 8-3. Then at RFK Stadium, what a game that was. The Redskins had zoomed to a 27-7 lead, but back came the Cardinals, and that play, to Otis Anderson, actually put the Cardinals ahead 28-27 with only 1:48 left. But just as quickly, the surprising Washington team came back. And Mark Mosley calmly kicks his third field goal of the day from 39 yards out, and so Washington rallied to defeat the Cardinals 30-28. Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. Ron Earhart, coach of New England. Red Miller, coach of Denver. And immediately we want to show you a record-breaking play by the game breaker of the Denver Broncos, Rick Upchurch. He'll return this punt 13 yards. That'll give him 2,219 punt return yards, breaking Emlyn Tunnell's then-existent record. It was truly a super day for the Broncos as they unfurled both defense and offense and poured it on the talent-laden New England team. This was only the third play of the game. Grogan back to pass. A blitzing linebacker, 57, Tommy Jackson forces the fumble. The nose guard, 68, Reuben Garter, takes it in for the score. It went that way all day as Denver crushed the Pats 45-10.
Metropolitan really stands by you.
His bumper and my bumper bumped bumpers, but Metropolitan will really stand by me.
When my son threw a curveball instead of a fastball through my friend's window, Metropolitan's insurance really stood by me.
What a storm. Glad Metropolitan will really stand by me. For home insurance, car, health, retirement, and life.
Metropolitan really stands by you.
Halftime, Philadelphia 17, Dallas 7. The teams have not taken the field once again. Tony Franklin, big night. 26 seconds remaining in the first half, and let's look at the second longest field goal ever kicked in the NFL. Longest, of course, 63 yards by Tom Dempsey. This is 59 yards. Tony Franklin, the barefooted one. And a year ago, our ABC cameras pursued Tony Franklin in his collegiate days at A&M. And here is a look at the talented Tony Franklin.
Tony, everyone doesn't kick barefoot. When did you start all this?
Well, Frank, I started when I was a sophomore in high school, and I started kicking one day in practice about 35 yards with a shoe on, and took my shoe off and started kicking the ball about 45, 50 yards, and that was a start, and I've been kicking barefoot ever since.
Tony, where exactly do you hit the ball with your foot?
Well, I hit the ball with the top of my foot. Most soccer-style kickers hit the ball with their instep, but whenever I hit the ball in instep, I have a tendency to spin the ball and spiral it like a quarterback throws a pass. Basically, it's the top part, the instep part of my foot, which is just a little bit, about 2 inches behind the big knuckle on the big toe.
Is that part of your foot calloused?
No, sir, it's not calloused, and it never has been, and I don't use any kind of baby lotion or anything on it. I just try and keep it clean, and never had a callus yet.
Okay, let's consider Green Bay, the middle of December, 10 degrees. Could you still kick barefoot?
Oh, sure. People have asked me that question 100 times, and I've came back with the same answer. I'll keep my shoe and sock on until it's time to kick, and keep it in front of a heater, wrapped in a blanket, and keep it as warm as possible.
Exclusive footage by Robert Rieger a year ago with Tony Franklin when he was at Texas A&M. He has kicked a 59-yard field goal tonight at halftime. The score, Philadelphia 17, Dallas 7. And ABC's NFL Monday Night Football is being brought to you by
Super automotive values from Sears. Now get the full power of the Sears 48 battery for a full $7 off its regular low price. Now on sale, the Sears 48, $47.99 with trade-in. You save $7. Sears Snow Tire Sale. Get traction on the ice, traction in the snow with Sears Best Road Handler Ice and Snow Radial on sale now. You save $14 to $22 a pair. At Sears, where America shops for value.
The laser, one of several technologies IBM has put to work, printing. This IBM innovation, a laser printer, uses light to print over 200 pages a minute. IBM is constantly working on ways to print more information clearly, quickly, and inexpensively, like this IBM inkjet printer that pumps ink drops through a nozzle 1/2 the diameter of a human hair to make letters. It prints as neatly as the newest typewriters, only a lot faster. Or this IBM band printer that uses an etched steel band to print information from a computer inexpensively. At IBM, we don't just help you get information, we help you get it down on paper. IBM, helping put information to work for people.
Thursday.
We've taken over your ship.
They have 3,000 unsuspecting hostages. They want 13 tons of gold. And the best minds of 2 continents have 48 hours to stop them.
Nothing can stop me. I am God.
The biggest adventure in television history, the French Atlantic Affair.
Thursday.